I'm going to go through the upgrades that I've done to my Traxxas Rustler VXL 4x4. I bashed pretty hard. I just started running some track. So like I said, I'm going to go through everything that I've replaced. I feel like I have a pretty bulletproof Rustler at this point. I'm pretty much able to go and jump and pretty much do whatever I want without breaking anything. I am going to attempt to put all the links to the parts that I've replaced in the description below. But I'm going to go over everything in the video. I'll also put part numbers and where I got them in the description below, as well as I'll kind of go over it a little bit in this video. Alright, so we'll get to the truck now. Okay, so this is the truck here. I'm going to bounce around a little bit, so I'm sorry for that. Just kind of bear with me with that. So first thing I have on my list is the GPM caster blocks. I got those on eBay. They're the front caster blocks. Like I said, eBay for $28.90. They're kind of hidden behind the tires here, guys. Sorry about that. And I'll throw a link below so let's see what they look like. But essentially, what's on there is plastic. Even with what comes with the Technos, it's plastic. I did end up breaking those, so I replaced with the GPM aluminums. Okay. Next up is the RPM front and rear A-arms. So these are here. You can see I have red just to go along with everything else that I have. Front and rear, you can see them here as well. Okay. Now that's going to be the same part number. Okay. You can see it right there. You're going to want to order two. They're the same. So it's going to be 1076 times 2. So you're looking at 21 bucks, 22 bucks. And that was off of eBay. One you're not going to be able to see is actually in the gearbox here, and it's the GPM Steel Spur gear. As soon as I went to 3S, I pretty much roasted the plastic one, which I have in my, one of these here. I have a spare one. But it's the plastic one, and I pretty much ripped all the gears off as soon as I went to 3S. So, let's see, I have my battery over here. And this is an HRB 5000 milliamp 3S 50C 100 burst. Okay. Now this was off of Amazon. I have it on here. I think I paid, it was 40 bucks for that. It is super tight in the battery box. I ended up having to actually take out the foam and kind of mash it in there a little bit, as you can see. But it does fit. I did actually just order a 2S battery. Same brand off of Amazon, HRB. It's a 2S 6000 milliamp 60C 2S LiPo, and I paid $36.69. So I am going to probably stick to 2S. I've been breaking so much stuff since going to 3S, and I just don't feel that it's worth it. So I'm going to keep my 3S, obviously, just to have, but I am going to stick to 2S, I think, from here on out. So as I was saying, the GPM Steel Spur gear, it's actually in here. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of guys that say that they aren't a fan of the steel spur gear because it's going to break other things or put more stress on everything else. For me, that hasn't been an issue. I've put that in and been pretty much haven't had an issue since. So I'm a big fan of these steel spur gears. I know a lot of guys are stripping them out. So it's an easy fix. And like I said, an eBay part, and that's the number there. $15.90, okay, and that's on eBay. Next up on my list is the tires. These are the Duratrax C2s 6-pack MTs, okay. These tires are bigger than stock. They have more of a motocross style tread. I just tried them out the other day, and I can tell you they are awesome. They are worth every penny. So those are the Duratrax 6-pack MTs with a 1/2-inch offset. Amazon's a little funny with their part numbers, so make sure you go to Duratrax website and cross-reference the part numbers. But these fit on my Rustler VXL 4x4 with a 12mm hex. Okay, For the pair, it was $64 to my door on Amazon for these. Okay, and it does come pre-glued on rim, so you just pretty much mount them up and go. And like I said, these tires are awesome. Next up is the Techno aluminum 12mm hex. Okay, it's right there. See the part number? Amazon, $18.79. Now, you're not going to be able to see those. Those are behind the tires here, but essentially just an aluminum hex. Going to replace the plastic ones that come stock. And again, I haven't had any issues since I switched to these. I did strip out the plastic ones, so those had to go again when I went to 3S. Plastic ones went to garbage. Okay. Next up is my Hobby Park shocks. Those are right here, $27.98. Now, I couldn't find a part number on the description, but if you just type it in Amazon, they're gonna come up. As I said, $27.98 for all four. You can see them here. They've worked really well. Obviously, everything, they're all aluminum. No issues. I do pretty heavy bashing with this, and again, no issues whatsoever with any caps popping off or anything like that. As far as shock oil, you will need shock oil with them. I went to the local hobby store that I have, and I got the factory team associated 60 weight shock oil. Okay, it's worked out pretty well for the bashing, so no issues there. Just pretty much fill them up. There's also videos on YouTube on how to do your shocks. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that. Next up is the Traxxas cooling fan. You can see it right there. 3340, Amazon, $19.97. And that's here. Real simple. You're going to throw it on top of your ESC and then plug it in. Real simple. Going to help keep the ESC real cool. Okay. So I have on here next my batteries. I already went over my batteries. Obviously the 3S HRB, which has been breaking everything that comes stock with this thing. So I said, gonna keep it, but I'm probably gonna try to run without it. And again, I went over the HRB 2S that I just purchased, and I'm getting probably tomorrow. Last but not least, probably the biggest and probably the best upgrade that I did with this. I think I have the parts somewhere over here in my mess. These yokes here, okay? Plastic yokes. You can see, as you know with yours, how it comes, all right? Well, that 3S battery was ripping the ears off of these. Every time I used it, ripped the ears straight off. So I ended up going to the Techno front and rear M6 drive shafts. Okay. Now there's two different part numbers, one for the front and one for the back. Okay. So you're going to need both. That's going to be an eBay part, $75 total for the front and the back. Yes, it is a little pricey, but I haven't had any issues other than breaking one of the cups. You can see right there, one of those. I did break that the other day. Okay, so I did have to buy a replacement. It comes with two. So you get two cups, $17 for the pair. So a little pricey, but hey, that's just the nature of the game. Now, I will get into, once I put these tires on, I did experience some pinion issues. Okay, so I ripped off two pinions. I've been ripping the teeth off. So the stock 11, I ripped off. I ripped every single teeth off. I bought a 9-tooth just to keep the motor a little cooler. Again, ripped a tooth off. And that's another reason why I'm going back to a 2S battery. This 50C and 100 burst is just insane. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the 2S and hopefully not have any more pinion issues. I did order a Hardened Steel pinion from Traxxas. It is a 12-tooth, so I'll be a little worried about overheating, but we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking maybe with the 2S it won't be as bad, but again, I'm not sure. So we're going to see how it goes from there, but I'm hoping I won't have any more issues with the Hardened Steel pinion gear. So we're just going to kind of go from there and see what happens. But those are the upgrades I've done. Like I said, it is a lot. I think it equals up to around $370 total, as opposed, and plus, obviously, you know what you guys paid for your truck, so it's definitely nothing to shake a stick at. I'm going to go into what I use for maintenance and kind of just working on stuff. Here's my body. My body is destroyed. I'm going to have to get a new one real soon. I did cut out the windows and then just put in screen just to help keep everything cool. But, I mean, it's kind of come apart. It's probably not the best idea, so maybe just keep it whole. I put some tape in the bottom just to kind of try to hold it together, but that's next on the list, is a new body. I know a lot of the hobby shops do sell the kits, the Hex Kits. They're around 25 bucks, I think. I actually found this kit pretty useful. I don't know how many of you are going to have a Harbor Freight near you or anything similar, but this was $7, and it's awesome because you get an extension, obviously the tool, you get a flexible extension, which is great, and then every single hex you need, every single Phillips or flathead, whatever, it's all there. And again, for $7, you can't beat it. You can catch them at a 20% off coupon, which is even better. And then I also keep these as well. Small and extended hex kit. You can never have too many. This next one is a big one. Blue Loctite. If you don't have this in your RC bag, get it, because you're going to be losing bolts. So make sure you get some Loctite. Go through and Loctite anything you can. You don't need to lather it, but just a little dab or two, and it's going to be great, okay? Make sure you get the blue and not the red. Blue is removable, red is not, so you'll have a hell of a time getting those 1.5 millimeter bolts out. It'll be a nightmare. As far as kind of lubrication and cleaning, I'll either use carb cleaner, and then I actually use my gun cleaner. It's because it's a gun and lube with COP. It actually works really well, so I kind of cross-reference the two, and use that to clean everything up, and I haven't had any issues. I just went through today and cleaned everything up. I took all of my axles apart and re-greased them and got them looking good again. So we'll probably take it to the track again, maybe tomorrow or something, and just let her rip. My next thing that I will replace as soon as this strips out is the center drive. GPM does make a center drive. I looked it up. I forget the price, but it's not bad. So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the next thing for me. So we're gonna go from there with that. Make sure now a lot of parts between the Rustler VXL and the Slash are interchangeable. The center drive is not. Okay, the frame, the chassis is longer on the Slash. I made that mistake of thinking that the Techno Big Bone would fit. It does not. So just be wary of that. Say GPM does make one for this truck, so if you're having that issue, I'd probably give that a try. I have a lot of GPM parts, as you can see here in my list, a lot of GPM stuff, and I haven't had any issues with breaking any of it. Okay, so I am going to try and drop some links below for where you guys can get this stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's, over the long run, you're going to have a truck you can take to the track, jump, brake, bash, and you're going to generally be okay. Another thing I will say with these tires is they are very soft. They're very cushy, so it's also going to help with jumping and bashing as opposed to the stockers. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Try to make it as short as I could. I know it's hard to keep people's attention span, but it's just everything I thought I would include with what I've done. Obviously, it's never done. I'm sure I'll break stuff, and the more and more I bash, but just so you guys can kind of get a baseline of what you could maybe do. And some parts are Traxxas, some parts, a lot of them aren't. I don't think Traxxas is the end-all be-all. I think GPM makes a lot of good stuff. Proline tires, I know they're great. I wanted the MX-28s, but I couldn't beat the price of these Duratraxes for 64 bucks to the door, and like I said, I'm really happy with the purchase, so we're just going to keep testing on those. So again, just keep enjoying the RCs, and hopefully this helps anybody else who might need it. All right, thanks.